Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here this morning. Got a big show lined up, but first, let's take a look at our weather brought to us by Drew Pollard's company, Gulf Coast Air Conditioning, getting ready for our comfort needs as we're getting into springtime. Looking at a high today of 76, low of 64. Not bad. Water temperature. This is a drum roll, folks. I had a double check it. I almost called Gail up again. She does this, and 67.4. She double checked it. 67.4 at the end of the pier. Boom, it just did that. That's very significant as we start talking about the Spanish mackerel coming in. I know we haven't had any fogs because of this wind, but that 67.4 is strong. Now we're going to see what happens the next couple of days, but the south wind has been strong. Take a look at our river readings. You're looking at the Apalachicola Bluntstown. It's an 8.1, been fairly, got a little bit of drop to it, 8.1, and the Choctawhatchee at Caryville, 4.7. A tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Decent tide this week, pretty strong. We're looking at a high at 12:42 right after lunch, and coming in until after midnight at 1:19 after midnight. So, and I got this south wind, and we're going to talk about wind a little bit later. We've talked about it really for a month and a half now, but the south wind is still coming in today at about 16. That's strong, and we're going to talk about that. We're looking at a very tough situation with these fires, and we're going to take a break and come back and talk about those in just a second. So we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's talk about these fires for a second. First of all, again, like all of us, we want to thank our firefighters and all those guys and girls on the front line doing all the work, but there's a lot of folks, behind the scenes and all doing a lot of work too, so thank you for all that work. An amazing amount of teamwork going on. It's just fascinating to watch all of it. And it's a situation, let me explain our side of it. Gail and I had been up to, going to see Wendy and her family, and we were up there when we started getting the calls, and of course the fires popping up all over the place. And of course you go to social media, and you got to remember social media is not always factual, so you get all kinds of stories. One thing I learned real quick, people don't know the directions north, south, east, and west. They're saying, it's crazy. I think it's just natural. We know where north and south, east, and west is, but some folks don't. Okay, so don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but anyway, we started calling. I called Chip, call my neighbor Terry Tatum, and on the phone. Anyway, so I wanted to, when we got home Sunday afternoon, I went and took some pictures because I'd heard there was one up close to our house, and that's sort of scary. So anyway, I did get a situation. I want to pick out this one fire. Now the big fires are going on. You're getting a lot of media coverage on this, and justifiably so. But as far as nature, it's important that we, understand what's going on as far, these downed trees and all. Boom, what's going on with that. But something, for that many fires to boom pop up all like in, within hours of each other, that's sort of very suspicious. So when I got home, I wasn't sure there was one close to our house or not. You never could get facts, really. So I went exploring myself. I went down one of the roads not too far from the house. So I have a series of pictures and videos. I want you to sort of see what happened here and really how we were sort of saved. Here's the first picture right here. Check this out. Okay, I'm up in an area called Daphne Lake Road. Okay, obviously there was a fire that had been started, and this is an area where, I think teenagers and on weekends go there and have little bonfires and whatever. And also I know there's some vagrants, I won't say homeless because some vagrants in that area, some undesirable. So they do all kinds of things, not too far from there. It's all a big wooded area. Okay, look behind it. Keep this in mind. To your left is south. To your right is north. Okay, see, right in there, that's burn. Okay, where was the wind coming from? Out of the south. Okay, so I'm going to just run through. All right, so now I'm looking north, and the fire is way over here to the right, the little bonfire. Okay, so I'm thinking, all right, you'll see this, it's still smelling, still smoking. And you can see it just really Now, these palmettos, it'd be interesting. I'm going to watch and see if they come back. I got this one on moving. I started moving around a little bit. And this is about 48 hours or 60 hours later, still smoking. Okay, this is the area now, this is not the big fires. But look at all that, all those limbs off those downed trees, that's what was burning, okay? I started stepping on this to just show you the ashes. It's 3 or 4 inches thick with ashes, okay? Boom, 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 see that, look at there, it's still warm. I really didn't have my outdoor stuff on. All right, and then I was trying to show you. What am I trying to show you? Oh, that looked like a big rub there. Okay. And then again, just stepping over this, and I'll move on along. There's some holes there. All right, see the holes. That's where some of the animals go. That's what I was going to show you, those holes. That's where a lot of the animals, smaller animals, will go inside those holes and protect themselves. But look here, still smoking about 48 to 60 hours later. Look at there, still smoldering, and the wind's still blowing. And this is small. I'm thinking this covers about 2 to 3 acres. This was off the McCormick Road area, Grassy Point. Still, I know some of our neighbors, they were watching it closely. But what I wanted to show you, the fire department, I don't know whether the Southport Fire Department or the Forestry Service, they came in, and I sort of picture what happened. They came in and they started cutting. Okay, now, I'm looking at this Highway 77. To the left there's a fire where it started to the left. But look, it jumped the road to the right. See that little segment burned right there? But what did Forestry Service do? They plowed like a horseshoe. They plowed, got right behind it and plowed behind it. I'm gonna go ahead and follow this little ditch. See where they cut behind it? Now this is what saved so many people. They were able to cut that little area out where it jumped the road. They did a remarkable job. It's all burned to the left, all to the right of that trench is green. And that's just I got one more situation. This is where I followed the horseshoe on around back to the paved road. The pavement, see right there? They just made a big loop and cut that one segment out, like dissected that part that was on fire. And that saved a lot of houses, I promise you. That was one of the smaller fires. See the greenery? That was one of the smaller fires in the Southport area that, out of the 5 or 6. Now, the question is where in the world, what happened on that? And I got to think, I don't know, I'll show you that fire at the beginning, but the wind was blowing this way, okay? Blowing this way. Now here's the fire, if they had that campfire going, but it started back here by the water. To me, that was arson, plain and simple. But anyway, as you see, all of it going on, that's a small battle. They won that small battle. Of course, all those fires put together, like the war, they got to win the war. But all those small battles don't get a lot of attention. I was fortunate to get that video and show you what a remarkable job they did by just cutting out that one section. If that section had not been cut out, I promise you, all those dead trees, I know the area well. There are a lot of dead trees back in there. They were just combusted, and there are all kinds of houses, including mine, back behind that area. So we were very fortunate, very blessed by some very strong firefighters and machinery and folks that knew what they were doing. So I was real proud of that. And what was that? Where does the wildlife go? There's some deer in there. I've done research on that before. We talked about those California wildfires and all. And what the experts say, they just sort of hunker down in a low area. And that's why I want to show you that hole where a lot of rabbits and raccoons and all go in those holes. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Got a couple of pictures to show. Before we get into that, I wanted to, like I said, we went to visit Wendy and Walter and the kids over the weekend, and Wendy wanted me to personally thank our viewing audience. She's gotten such a great response on her Medicaid ad and all, and she just wanted me to personally thank all, and hopefully she's helped a lot of people from our viewing area. She says it's amazing at the kind of good viewers we have, good people, and she just has enjoyed talking to y'all so much on the phone. So from Wendy, thank y'all. Now let's look at some of my pictures sent in. Now listen, some folks like to be anonymous. So this picture was sent to me said, please don't put my name or my fishing partner's name on here, but check it out. I want to say this is one of our Panhandle viewers, Tightline, ultralights, and earthworms. 22 shell crackers and 6 bass. Good catching right there. Good weekend for that. I cracked up when I saw this. Car faints after seeing the price of fuel. Ain't that the truth? Have you ever seen it go up that fast? Okay, so Gail, after this, I feel like I can share it with y'all. Hey, babe, I went fishing for an hour. If I'm not back, please read again. I thought that was funny too. I was one of my former students. I wanted, she sent it back to me, but it was a highlight of her memory. I watched Big Fish tonight, and I immediately thought of my favorite teacher. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have even known about such a beautiful, inspiring film. Miss you and all of your wonderful stories, Coach Chester. But I wanted to tell you about this movie right here, Big Fish. If you get a chance to watch that movie, that is an inspiring movie, and I think you'll really enjoy watching that. Big Fish. Try to check it out. Okay, we have this Size Matters tournament. They've had a big catfish tournament. This is Ronnie Dixon's picture, but I'm gonna get into more details on it. We're getting into catfish season, and a lot of good things going on catching the big catfish. And I'll try to find out if they're gonna have the one down at Weewall or Lake Seminole. This is my photograph off my phone, and they're just looking around. That's an old dead tree. And they're looking out over the water and also toward the bird feeder. I don't know what, they got a good idea, whatever they want. I'm pretty excited. My loan was just approved. I'm closing on a full tank of gas on Tuesday, or maybe tomorrow. This on Panama City fishing page, Dan Russell Pier, they're catching them off squid. This is Christian Owens, 36 on squid. Good job, Christian. And you see the Ferris wheel in the back right-hand corner. That's cool. A couple more pictures. I'm going to show you that they've got a Goliath grouper rule in now. It's beginning in 2023. Just here's a picture. We can start catching Goliath grouper. It's a sort of a situation. Here's just a pictures of some right here. Okay, there's one there and there's one there. And this is on the FWC website. What I wanted to share with you, that rule from the meeting they had the other day, I want to just sort of highlight some of the things they've done. I've got the notes and all kind of things, but on the Goliath grouper, it's interesting what they're doing now. Okay, it goes on. You can go on the website. This limited harvest will allow access to a fishery that's been closed since 1990 by issuing up to 200 harvest permit tags via random drawing, okay, or lottery. Now listen, they're only allowed to catch 200 in the whole state, 50 from Everglades National Park, and then you got to get a permit, $150 permit, $500 for non-residents. It's March 1st through May 31st season, hook and line, and a slot limit to 24-36. So what they're doing, we can catch it. We can catch a group, the Goliath grouper, first time in 30-something years it's been legal, but statewide, you're only allowed to catch 200. They're going to give 200 permits by lottery, and that's going to be interesting and to see what happens. There's got to be a certain size to them. That's some research they showed where we've had some. It's growing so good. The hatchery has after 30-something years. Hopefully it would. Also, this right here. They also approved the production and sale of largemouth bass. I didn't read a lot about it. What happens, they're going to grow them, allow the culture and sale. In other words, you can grow them in a pond, but you can't transport them from another state. So it's got to be authenticated for largemouth bass. That's what worries, they get all kinds of different bass in here, and then you get them out in the lakes and all. But anyway, that's the rule there. And another rule that passed, they're going to have more hunting. They got 8,000 acres of Tate's Hell, which I thought was cool. 8,182 acres of Tate's Hell. They're going to let us start hunting it, and that's all kind of good things. There's geese and ducks and all kind of stuff on that one. Also, we talk about this before every year. Report horseshoe crab sightings to FWC for science. And one thing too, if you see a horseshoe crab, there's a picture of them. If you see them turn over, just flip them over. They said that in here. I thought that's sort of common sense. You always want to flip them over some kind of animal. So anyway, they crawl on the beach and they'll lay eggs and all that, but they also, within beachgoers, most folks spot horseshoe crabs around high tide within a few days of a new full moon. So this coming month and next month, you're going to see some horseshoe crabs out. Okay, so anyway, that's the FWC meetings. It's like a 2-day meeting, and they cover a lot of different things. I read about it last night, and I sort of read all reports on it and tried to get the highlights that be pertainable to our particular area. Also, on the horseshoe crabs, there used to be a bunch of them in St. Joe Bay, and there used to be a bunch over here in St. Andrew Bay. And Choctawhatchee Bay didn't have quite as many because of the situation of the actual fresh water there. But the situation in most areas, they've declined, and I just couldn't understand why they declined so much. But because I couldn't understand a predator of a horseshoe crab. Can you figure that one out? So anyway, we'll keep checking on horseshoe crab. They're cool-looking creatures. They're prehistoric looking. All right, let's take our final break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a look at our fishing game times today from Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. Looking at 2:27 to 4:27 this morning. What about after lunch at 2:49 to 4:49? And we hope we sure get some rain soon. And I know a lot of folks are praying for rain, including ourselves and all. Now, this is talking about turkey season right around the corner. One of our viewers, Risha Seeley Dutton, sent this, and I'm going to read to you, then I'm going to show you the video. But she said, "Hey, Coach, I went to Westgate River Ranch Resort. This is close to Lake Wells, Florida. And last week, this is what I saw one morning early. So here we go. This is, let's see if we can get it going. Let's see. All right, so here she is. She's down at this resort area around Lake Wells. So let's see if we can get it. All right, here we go. So she's out there looking. What do you see? A big gobbler. And she's thinking the gobbler is seeing this reflection and I'm thinking the same thing. So it's pecking at it. Look at that. See how it sees this reflection? Look at I got about a minute of this video. I just think this is really cool. When he walks around, and all right, here comes some more younger gobblers up and a hen, and they're saying, "What in the world? What in the world is he doing? What in the world is he?" They're looking at him like, has he lost his mind? And look at him looking at him. And it goes on around. It goes on around to the other side of the truck. Obviously, these turkeys are not hunted heavily in the Lake Wells area. Look at him pecking away. See the mirror? Risha did a great job of videoing. Boom, peck, peck. And we're getting to that. That other guy's walking away, so I don't know what's wrong with him. But look at it moving around. Okay, all right. I got a kick out of that, and thanks, Risha, for sharing that with us. What's funny is you just see so many different things in nature. I got a couple of other things I wanted to share with you. Let's see. I ran across this idea. Isn't this a cool idea? I'm going to see if I can put this on my beach cart. It's actually, see, you got your beach cart there, and then you fabricate like a bucket holder. Put a 5-gallon bucket in, and you got more hose to put stuff on. That's a great idea, and I need to check that out. Another couple of pictures I want to show you. I wanted to mention, we talked about the, let's see. Okay, here's some of our viewers right here. Okay, this is from Diane Boyce. I know the fish are still, here's the catch for today. All right, first catch. How about a 15-inch flounder? Nice flounder. You see what she called it on there? Okay, Diane sent this. My husband might have caught it, but here we go. Got a couple more fish. The beach is going to start heating it up. There, you see right there. You see that fish bite? You see the little, I don't know if you see it that close, the little webbing in there? That is really what is protected, that keeps that coating on. Really, really cool stuff. Thanks to Diane Boyce for sharing that with us. Real quick also, I wanted to mention the Florida Antique Tackle Club on yesterday's video. This is the name of the group. If you're interested in finding more information about it, go online, Florida Antique Tackle Collectors. And it's just a great group of folks. You see so many husband and wives are in it, a lot of couples. And Gail and I have been in it a long time, and it's almost in the early days, and we thoroughly enjoy being around that Florida Antique Tackle Club. Also, and here's a membership fee, $35 a year. Of course, we're lifetime members. We just felt strong about that. But now the other group is called, and I talk about them, there's a National we've been members of this, but it just got too big. The National Fish and Lure Collectors Club. We've been to their shows. A couple of shows. Went to a show up in Knoxville, and then one year in Louisville. They have them all across the country, and this is a really big group. Great tackle. It was just too big for us. We just could not. And that's when we decided, after going to all these, we decided to do Florida tackle, to really concentrate on Florida tackle. But you can see the creek chub, and we have some of the creek chub stuff and all, but just doing all that stuff was really too strong for us. Here's our meetings. Gettysburg, that's coming up next week. Gettysburg, they meet all over the country. West Virginia, Texas, and then the national is going to be in Springfield, which is a central part of America, sort of. So anyway, I just wanted to share all the different tackle stuff and all, the antique tackle, and that sort of tags on our video we had yesterday. And you can, if you're interested in it, and we used to, I actually started, and when Steve Cox talking about it, the Bay County Antique Tackle Club, and we'd meet in the outdoor ed room and just show different things, local folks and all. And I'm also working on, Gail and I are working on a new display. We're hitting up the Bay County and the Panhandle early lure makers and the guys who are making it now, like Mike Edwards. So we're working on that display. Maybe we can share it with some folks later on. We're running out of time. I enjoy doing the show today, as I do every day. I want to thank you for your allegiance and your supporting our sponsors. You do something good today for someone else, and be careful, and be careful on the roads. And you enjoy the great outdoors and watch that smoke. You have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.